Hi everyone and welcome back to Aquatic Life Food. Now today is very exciting because we're going to be doing our kids Daphnia Hatching Kit. Now this is one of the two kids kits that we've just launched. The second one is a Untitled Hatching Kit, and this Daphnia Hatching Kit has everything you need to grow your own Daphnia at home. So it's very exciting. As you can see, it has a QR code on the back, so please use this to link onto our website where you'll find all the instructions, the ebook, and everything you need to get started. This video tutorial is going to go through all the components of the kit and how to get your kit started. So let's get into it. So once you've received your box, you open the box and you'll see this container. Now, the container has everything you need to get started with hatching your own Daphnia. As you can see, there is a hole in the lid. Now, we'll get back to that later, but that's important. Secondly, you can see that there is an air line this is kind of like a plug. So when it's open, air comes through the end, and when it's closed, air can't go through. Now, that's also important for later. Next, we have the net, which is for extracting the Daphnia if needed. We have our all-important Daphnia eggs. And then we have some Indian almond leaves and oak leaves crushed up, ready for you to use. Now these are important because they have tannin, which creates a really healthy environment for the Daphnia, which they love. They're all ready to go. And then we have a water conditioner. Now this is pretty much just a bunch of healthy bacteria that is activated once it's added into your kit. And bacteria is essential for the breakdown of waste and creates a healthy water environment for your Daphnia. So that's everything you need to get started. And let's go. Oh, you also need a bottle of water. This is just because tap water can have chemicals, so we just want bottled water to make sure that everything is clean in our kit. Okay, so the first thing, once you've gone through everything like that and checked you have everything, is to get started. It's important to note also that if you have the Untitled Hatching Kit or you've just watched the video, you'll notice that there's no air stone and no temperature gauge. Now, also no heat mat. Now, the temperature gauge and heat mat is because the Daphnia need a cool temperature. They don't need to be heated. They need to be between around 18 degrees. 15 to 18 degrees is great for Daphnia. So if anything, you need to keep them in a cool place. And secondly, they don't come with the air stone. Now, this is an interesting one. The air stone has been known to actually create bubbles, because that's what it does, but it can get underneath the Daphnia's shell, and they have sort of a split underneath their shell, and that can cause them to float unintentionally, and it's a bit risky for that to happen. So we haven't included air stone. It's not too important. It's just to create some airflow. But we do have the airline for oxygen, so I'll get back to that later. But don't worry about the air stone. It's not missing. It's because it's a little bit dangerous for the Daphnia to have around. So the first thing we want to do is add water. This is the foundation of all hatching. When it comes to these eggs, you need to add the water. So once you've added the water, to fill about 3/4 of the container, it's a great way so you can still see everything. It's not too full. You want to add your water conditioner. So we've actually provided enough for 2 lots of use of water conditioner. So we suggest using half. It won't be dangerous to add the whole thing, but leave half in case you want to use more later in a new batch of water, if that makes sense. So you can use a measuring tool like a turkey baster or any kind of measuring tool for this, or you could just sort of pour half in, whatever you like. Okay, so next we have our leaves. You want to put them in. Leaves are added, and once the leaves are added and the water conditioner is added, You can choose to stir everything, but really they naturally will rehydrate. Don't be concerned if they're floating, that's completely normal. And the Daphnia eggs will also float. It's completely normal as they're dry. So as they hydrate over time, and you can facilitate this by stirring if you like. Otherwise you can just leave them and they will definitely over time start to rehydrate. Next you have your capsule of Daphne eggs, so the most important part. This is what it looks like here, and that has heaps of Daphne eggs all ready to go, around 800 eggs. So the reason I'm using scissors is because this capsule can be a little difficult to open. If you're a bit young for scissors, just get your parent to help you. Otherwise, just be really careful with the scissors and make sure just that there's a little bit of air at the top so you're not wasting any Daphnia. You can try and open the capsule. It's definitely possible. I just prefer this way as I know that there's a hole now and that there's no waste. So if I'm going to open it, they're not going to spill. So you want to just, once that's open, pour them all in. There's so many. It's amazing. And the amazing thing about Daphne eggs is you can already see their shape while they're eggs and their coloration, and it's pretty fascinating. So if you have any kind of magnifying glass or microscope, now's a good time to also have a look. As I said, you can stir or you can just leave them. So this is what you're looking at here. That's pretty much it. And once you've added everything, you're good to go. You need to now leave that for about 12 to 24 hours. Daphne eggs hatch really quickly, and just puts the lid back on top. Now what you can also do, you can leave the lid off like that, and that already lets oxygen in. But if you have an air pump, you can slide this through all the way, and that's just going to go down to the bottom. Close the lid, and now if you have an air pump or anything that's going to facilitate some bubbles, you now have the option of adding that here. Okay, so that's it. That's all you need to get started with your Daphnia hatching kit. Now, like I said, keep them cool, keep them in a place that's in indirect sunlight, not direct sunlight, because they don't want to be too warm. So keep them around 15 to 18 degrees, no higher than 20 degrees, a nice cool place. And you'll see them hatch within 12, like before 12 hours usually, and sometimes maybe up to 24 hours max. But yeah, you should start seeing them hatch very soon. A side note with the net, that's obviously just for extraction. So when you're done, you can move your Daphnia into a bigger container. You can add them to your tank. If you have a tank, you can buy a tank and have them and feed them our live phytoplankton to keep them going. So that can be really fun. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you have any urgent questions, please feel free to email us anytime. I'll leave all the information in the description below with links to our website that you'll find with this QR code, links to the ebook, everything you need to know. And we hope you enjoy hatching a Daphnia. Remember to hit subscribe if you want to see more from Aquatic Life Food on YouTube. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.